Hey Zieber. Just not gonna focus too much on the minor details of everything. I was just gonna focus on the big ones. So just gonna go through these kind of quick. Again, I'm not gonna really say much about team overall gameplay. Just gonna focus on. So my first, just being nitpicky here. So remember, I want to make you think like a pro player, which means if you were to do that, you cannot miss any minions because that's valuable XP, even if it's just one minion. And your rotation up top was already a little late. You already missed one minion, and you almost missed the second one right here. Trying to get you to think like a solo laner. Um, and so I think you did a good job using the wave here, but what you didn't do is you didn't aggro her. Push her out of the wave. Like you're not essentially like putting the wave here isn't freezing. I mean, it is beneficial for you because you're in a safety net over here while they're really overextended. But oops, okay, there we go. But you're not essentially denying her, the Kira, any XP at all right now. You're just letting her bully you in the lane. And just a little tip, I guess because you don't really play Sonya very much, you're starting her. I don't know, but let's see. Oh, I think the comment was, let's see where it is. So you're playing way too safe over here for no reason. Like right now, see, you're just letting her pick off the wave for no reason. You can actually bully her out of this lane because you clear so much faster than her. And as long as there's a minion wave, you have the upper hand because you can actually heal off the minion wave. So Kira could be kind of a difficult laner against you because she has two things, right? She can interrupt your whirlwind, and she can also heal herself as well. So that could be a little bit of a surprise if you think you're about to kill her and then she has a heal over here, the Blood Rage. So it just really depends on if she has that cooldown or not. But like right here, when you're spinning, if you're spinning with Sonya, so spinning, Sonya's main damage, why does it never, Sonya's main damage is not her whirlwind at all. Her main damage is going to be her slam. So essentially, if you're trying to do maximum damage to something like the highest DPS, uh, actually whirlwinding will actually lower your DPS because the whirlwind damage is so much lower. Like look at this, 155, right? And this is 200, and the cooldown is 1 second, so you can do 200 damage every 1 second. This one is 155 to nearby enemies, 155 a second. So essentially 155 a second for 3 seconds or 200 a second for however long you have Fury. So remember that, right? If you're trying to do maximum damage against a hero, don't whirlwind unless you need to heal. And in this instance, it would have actually been beneficial for you. You can slam, but don't whirlwind right there. Whirlwind and make sure it hits all of the minions, because you heal off of everything. That'll be your strength in the lane as a Sonya. Like, you see how much you chunked her with that slam? Yeah, Sonya is one of the strongest laners in the game. She does have her weaknesses, and there are other, heroes that she cannot handle in lane, but it's not many. Like, she's really strong. So you have two choices, right? You can try and learn how to freeze the wave like I was trying to teach you, or like, especially if you're just gonna not hit the minion wave here, practice staring at the mini map. You know, if you're just gonna stand back here and not really do anything and just being passive, just stare at this mini map. Because it gives you information, right? You see right here, I have vision just for your team. And right now you see 1, 2, 3 here, and you have Kira here. So if you see the enemy team on the map, that means you're essentially pretty safe. See, and that's what I was talking about, how Kira can interrupt your whirlwind, denies you your heals. So like once she does that and you lose your heal, you can't go in and do it again. And don't whirlwind on just Kira, do it when the minion wave has gone. Right, so like there, this is good, except I'm gonna be nitpicky. You started the whirlwind here. Wait till you reach the middle of here and then do it, because then you'll maximize the whirlwind, right? Because if you do it here and then you rotate, if you do it here and then you start traveling into the middle where you currently are, you're losing like about 1 and 1.5 seconds just to travel from here to here, right? So you're not maximizing the amount of spin that you can get and heal. So just things to think about, right? Anyway, I'm not gonna pick as much. I'm just gonna kind of focus on the overall picture here. So I like that you guys got a kill. But starting this right now, as soon as this has just spawned, is not a good idea. Like, you guys should have done this way earlier. Not entirely your fault, right? It's part of the team's rotational macro play and all that such.
A proud victory.
And this too, I don't like this. You have essentially, what, 700 HP? I know you're tapping, but you don't really, what, you got like 300 HP? You're still not like 3/4 health. You're still essentially a third health. Oh, excuse me, I guess. Sorry, I had to sneeze. I'm gonna slow it down. Yeah. Yeah, and actually, if you're gonna pick Sonya on this map, Sonya is really good for this map because she can clear the objective easily, right? That's where her whirlwind comes in handy. And I will say Orphea helps, which is great, but if you're gonna pick Sonya on this map, you need to focus on the objective. And the only reason I'm saying that is because right here, look where you started going off to, right? You started like chasing him over here instead of focusing the minions here. And I think what Tassadar actually steals here. Like they had 26, 27, right, 30. So right here, your whirlwind that you're using up here could essentially have been done on here, right here, these minions here. Tassadar steals like, what was that, five minions right there? 5 minions that could have been you guys. Nothing you could have done about the Ogia. But right, like look how close that was. So you guys lost the first one. I mean, it's only the first one, no big deal. Right? The first one is really weak. But I mean, essentially you want to win every single one if you can. And you guys lost it for two reasons. One was because you were super late doing this, because your team rotated up to help you kill Kira. That was one reason. And then the second reason was because instead of focusing the objective, you started chasing over here when Sonya is the primary objective taker for this map for your team. Yes, like I said, yes, Orphea is also good at doing the minions on this map, but we're not focusing on the team overall here. I'm just focusing on your play, right? So like if, let's say for instance, if I was picking Leo for this map because Leo is really good on this map, my objective or what my primary goal to do is if the enemy team is here trying to contest the objective, I'll help. Most of the time, I'll focus mainly on just the minions. I won't even help my team do any damage. If if we need to drive them off because they're not backing off or because, you know, like the fight's not going in our favor, then I might, you know, I'll start helping the team out and focusing them down, or if I know I can like secure a kill with them, you know, like I have slows with Leo. So if I can get a swipe with Leo and it's convenient for me, so remember I said convenient, if it's convenient for me without having to chase anyone down or, you know, then I'll do that for the team. Otherwise, because Leo's main focus, because he does AoE damage from basic attacks and from his swipe, that he can take this shrine really quickly by himself. And so that's the same primary goal with Sonya. So the Sonya pick on this map was really good. I just think your focus was in the wrong spot.
The angels have brought forth a mortal punisher!
Gonna fast forward here. Okay, so at this point as well, I'm gonna tell you, it's like, oh, okay, I know your team needs to defend, but again, your primary goal is the solo laner. They have at least Greymane here to defend. Um, Chances are they're probably gonna get 50% of this uh, fort, is my guess, if they actually pushed with this Punisher. Actually, I forget who they played. Tassadar. Well, okay, maybe not. They don't have a ton of siege. If they do, I'd be impressed, but let's see what they do. I guess it's kind of a toss-up. Maybe you did make the right choice, because then you probably would have lost this fort if you hadn't helped defend because you had two of your team dead. But in the okay, let's just say theoretically in the event that your two team members over here did not die, and they were actually here to help defend this, then your primary goal is to not even help them defend this. You're just gonna rotate out and go grab all of this XP right here, right? And the other thing is too, especially I'm gonna say if you are doing this as late as you did, right? Uh, the objective already started, and you just started this as soon as these objectives spawned. So that puts the team at a huge disadvantage, and I'm gonna say if you're gonna do it this late, you might as well just push with this thing. If you pushed with this thing, I guarantee you would have gotten this wall and probably 50% to a quarter of this fort's health. Definitely would have gotten the fountain for sure. Because they would have been focused on getting this objective, and they would have been so focused in the team fight against your team that they wouldn't have noticed this until it was too late. So there's a good chance you might even take this fort, right? So that's one of the decisions you kind of have to think about, right? Like, okay, fine, you took this camp, you committed to it, great. The thing is, you were late for it. You started it too late. So then you have to decide, should I join with the team and do the objective or not? And I'm gonna tell you, okay, so this is something that most people don't realize is on this map. This map has the weakest objective out of all of the other maps. And the reason being is because it doesn't help you really take any structures. Uh, so that means, so you think about it, right? The reason I say this is because, first of all, you have to take 40 of these little, let's call them like demons or whatever. You have to take 40 of these demons at every objective in order to get the objective. So that's a lot of time because you also have to wait for them to respawn because once you've killed them all, now you're just sitting here waiting for them to respawn. And a lot of the times what's going to happen is think about like a quick match that you've ever had, right? Where you might be fighting this objective, you die at the beginning of the objective, you respawn, and then you still have time to travel all the way back to the objective before the enemy team has even taken the objective, right? So think about how much time that is in order to just take this one objective. And think about how much time that, you could have you would have essentially put your team ahead in XP if you stayed up here with that bruiser camp that you had just taken. And you had also gotten more value out of it if the enemy team was late to react to it, right? And actually, judging by what they took here, this is what you could have done top by yourself while they were fighting this. They had two options. They had to send someone to defend, which means they're going to rotate from here all the way to the top. That's going to be a good, I don't know, at least 15 to 20 seconds. 15 to 20 seconds just to rotate before they even reach here to start defending. And you had a huge minion wave with your camp pushing, right? That's more than enough time for you to do at least a wall. Sorry, I'm like bouncing on all over the map. But anyway, so just some things to consider and think about. I want it center on you. Okay. Looks like your team is coming for a Getty.
You will do better now, mortal.
All good.
Shrine.
Start the camp. Start the camp. There you go.
Activate it now. The heavens will roar.
Yeah, you're a little late again on camp.
Many thanks, healer.
See, you're playing. Okay, so here's one thing I don't like, right? You're Sonya. You're essentially the front line. You and Varian right now are the two front line, and they don't have anything else. Look at where Varian is, right? He's taking the initiative to start burning down this camp, and so is Greymane. But look at where you are. You're playing so far back, right? Yeah. Because you were like hesitate. So look how much you're hesitating. You're like over here, just kind of standing around doing nothing, right? Okay, I can understand now. Like you're kind of being careful because your team is actually going with you, and you don't have Varian. Oh, actually, oh, it wasn't the whole team. I didn't see Greymane there. Right. So basically, my point is, you should be up here with Varian, not back here, right? Sonya can be super aggressive. And also the thing is too, okay, so I personally, I don't recommend ever doing a solo tank Varian. If he's gonna taunt, that's great, but don't ever take him as a solo tank. Uh, I mean, you guys could make it work, I guess. It's just, I don't know. Because his CCs are only towards one person. Um, I don't know. I just don't feel like he's really good at solo tanking. But right, so I guess what I was gonna say is if you guys are gonna decide to do that anyway, you guys should practice the wombo, right? Like instead of let's see what happened here. You basically have CCs for days. Uh, so in my mind, what I think the wombo is a variant taunt with your stun and a Malfurion root. Plenty of time to get a kill. So right here, um, I think it's fine if you initiate, but it's probably easier for you to hit your stun if you wait for the variant taunt. You guys get the kill on my Ev. Ooh.
Like shadows, we vanish briefly, then return.
Wow, you guys got the kill and then y'all just died. So I'm just gonna go back because I'm kind of curious how. Like y'all got hit by Tassadar. Alright, so I'm just gonna see what happens here. Okay, so you guys focus down my Ev. Great, and y'all got the kill. So now it's 4v5. He's asleep. You're spinning. What happened? How did you get pulled back? Was that Joe? I didn't see it. It's okay. But yeah, I guess that's where you guys got chunked, was from this Tassadar Q.
Have been slain.
Ancients grant
The frozen punish. Our enemy has destroyed a fort.
So I'll say,
Enough of that. There is no time to waste.
I don't advise you deep to engage when there's a Punisher pushing. Right, like, you guys have to focus all your abilities to kill the Punisher so they don't take the keep. It's a really good engagement from Deckard there. Look at you. Oh, she's unstoppable. Oh, I didn't know that. Right. So who is it? Oh, that's Varian. See, Varian is really not that, as a solo tank, he's really not that tanky. So I'm gonna say, look, 4007, what does Joe have? I mean, granted, she's 2 levels up, but, where's Joe? There she is. Oh, actually, she has more health, or less health.
Perfectly done.
I guess it's because of her huge shield. Is that right? Something's not right.
That was much appreciated.
Wow. He actually has more health than Joe. At under level, too. That's crazy. Do that. Interesting. Alright, so gonna comment here. Because Varian should not be here cleaning the lane by himself. You guys need to switch. You should be up here where Varian is. Varian should be with you guys.
Fort, fight harder.
You're letting one of the slowest lane clears in the game doing the lane clear up top. Right? Like, he should realize that he has really crappy lane clear. So so what you have to do from your end is recognize like that's your job and tell him to get out of the lane and trade lanes with him because he needs to be with the team. Right? So you guys your rotations are all messed up here. The solo laner is in with the team and the tank is solo laning. Yeah, not much you guys can do right now though. I imagine they're gonna rotate to steal your camp. Yep. Yeah. Nothing y'all can do. You're under level. Talent tier down. That was expected. Yeah, that's expected.
Ruined our fort. You know what to do. Slay the gods. Choose a talent.
Really? I don't know. Oh, that's cool. Look. Zieber, you're so passive. You need to be up there. It's like you're trying to sneak or something, dude, but you're not doing anything. Like, don't just like, okay, don't just stay here in the bushes and stay far back because you're gonna use your leap to engage. Don't do that. No, use your spear to engage. Right? Save your leap for a good, right? A good opportunity for a stun or kill or whatever. Whenever they're clumped up, right? That's what you want to do because it's an AoE stun.
I am forced to retreat.
So okay. Just think about it, right? Just something to think about so you can try and improve. So I'm just gonna start from the beginning of this fight here and just kind of count. Okay. Zoom out. Alright. This is okay. You're clearing the lane. Alright. So again, you're really passive and Varian is all the way in the front by himself. Um, now you're looking for a gank, but you're not. Oh, my bad. This is what I was gonna do. I forgot. Okay. I'm gonna start the timer as soon as you finish clearing this. 14:11. Take a look here. How much time have you been doing nothing? Still doing nothing, still doing nothing, still doing nothing. Yeah, you missed your spear, but about 14 seconds, 14, 15 seconds while your team is fighting and you're just kind of doing nothing but standing here. So I'm not saying it to make fun of you or anything, right? Like, just use it as a learning experience to say, hey, I'm supposed to be up there with Varian and
I
not being
must
so
retreat,
passive,
but I'll be back.
right? Because Sonya has so much sustain in a fight because yeah, this is where your
Our
whirlwind
core
comes
is
into
under
play.
attack.
This is how if she has no whirlwind, she's super squishy. But if she has whirlwind, that's like no problem. So like think about right here, right? He actually, if you were closer, and he actually taunted Tassadar here, and three of them are clumped up. You could have leaped right there. Oh, and look, like Orphea would have followed up with this, and chances are I don't know, maybe you would have got disengaged anyway by Deckard, but I know one thing for sure is there's a chance you guys would have had another kill.
Enemy is attacking our core.
I'm forced to
Our foe has
I guess this game is over.
enemy is attacking our
The end of the game.
enemy is attacking our core.
Ah, what? Oh, okay. Oh my god.
Enough of that. There is no time to waste.
Yeah, it's over.
Our core is under attack.
Well, I guess some key points, right? Don't be so passive with Sonya. Save your whirlwind, like if you're solo laning by yourself, save your whirlwind for healing on the minions. Use your slam more on the hero, the enemy heroes. And yeah, if you're gonna freeze the wave, just be more aggressive. Like you're just playing too passive. You're not pushing. You're not denying any XP because you're not bullying the enemy out of the lane, right? You're doing a good job freezing the wave, but then you're not doing anything with that that frozen lane. But anyway,